By Danny Emmerman, Demerman at BayAreaNewsGroup.com, Bay Area News Group. Warriors beat writer Danny Emmerman gives his thoughts on the NBA playoffs and beyond. Pascal Siakam made a handful of big plays down the stretch before Tyrese Halliburton's overtime game winner gave the Pacers a 2-1 series lead over the Bucks. He's now averaging 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists through 3 playoff games. Sounds like a guy the Warriors would have liked to have. The Pacers acquired Siakam before the trade deadline for 2 bench players and 3 first-round picks, 2 of which will be in the 20s of this year's weak draft. Golden State could have beaten that. The Warriors need to get bigger and more athletic. They need more two-way players who can create their own offense against mismatches next to Steph Curry. Siakam is that kind of player. Siakam is what even the biggest Jonathan Kuminga believers hope Kuminga becomes in 3 or 4 years, an all-star level player who can give you 30 on the biggest stages. Mike Dunleavy Jr. said after the season that there wasn't anything on the table at the deadline that he wished he'd done in hindsight. It was reported that Golden State was one of the teams involved in talks with Toronto about Siakam, the 2-time All-NBA wing. The Raptors might have preferred Indiana's draft capital-focused deal over one centered around Kuminga, who might be an awkward fit next to Scottie Barnes. Perhaps the Warriors weren't comfortable risking a piece of their future for a player who could either demand a max contract or walk in free agency this summer. Maybe Siakam's shaky outside jumper was too big of a turn-off. There are always overlooked factors in trade hypotheticals, but missing out on Siakam seems like a misfire. The good news is Dunleavy and the Warriors will probably get a chance at redemption this summer. Another wing of a similar caliber, Brandon Ingram, could become available because the Pelicans have emerging star Trey Murphy ready to supplant him. Ingram isn't on Siakam's level defensively, but he's a more gifted, efficient 3-level scorer. He'd give Golden State a strong secondary option next to Curry, and he's still only 26 years old. Again, Ingram is at the level Kuminga could reach in his prime. If they want to compete in the last 2 years of Curry's deal and end their dynasty with dignity, to borrow Steve Kerr's phrasing, the Warriors don't have time to wait for Kuminga to blossom. Would Ingram vault the Warriors back into title contention? The ridiculously talented Western Conference makes it tough. But the last time the Warriors had a small forward with scoring acumen like Ingram was when Kevin Durant was here. Ingram would take some burden off Curry's shoulders and fit in any lineup. He'd be a legit number 2. Warriors owner Joe Lacob has proven that he's committed to winning. Cashing in some of the young core for an injection of prime talent this summer is the only way to really try.